It's the broadcasting scandal that rocked Portland House.
I'd like to apologise for these terrible attacks, Andrew Sachs.
Russell Brand and Jonathan Ross making lewd phone calls to actor Andrew Sachs, which were then broadcast on Radio 2. 40,000 people complained, and in the following weeks both Brand and Radio 2 controller Leslie Douglas quit. And one of the BBC's best known and best loved presenters, Jonathan Ross, was suspended for 12 weeks. Not only did his radio show suffer, so did his chat show aired on a Friday night.
It was basically gratuitously offensive in a whole series of ways, and that's reflected in the public feedback. But our job is to look a bit beyond that and to find how could a situation like that have ever occurred at the BBC. And what we find is a whole series of underlying flaws in the system which contributed to the specific failures on these programmes.
Now, 6 months on, yet further embarrassment for the nation's public service broadcaster. Its biggest single fine of £150,000 imposed by Ofcom.
There's a balance to be struck. What we say is that on this occasion, basically the BBC management team put the interests of Russell Brand ahead of their own responsibilities to stay within the broadcasting code. That's quite a serious thing to say, and I have to say it hasn't been challenged by the BBC.
With Jonathan Ross back on air and even up for a BAFTA award, business seems to have returned to normal. But the corporation insists it has taken action to deal with its own editorial failings. And in retaliation to the media regulators' comments that they simply gave their stars too much control, the Beeb says they've curbed this habit to prevent any such damaging episodes in the future.